What are your thoughts on how artificial intelligence is disrupting this space? And can it help? Can it hinder in human decision making?
It's a huge topic. And let me say up front that I'm actually a real fan of technology. This is going to come across as, a broadside against all of artificial intelligence and, kind of the whole shebang. It's not intended that way. My struggle with what is being promoted and presented and released into the commercial space now is that it can actually work as designed. And this is why, from my perspective. AI is being touted as essentially emulated human decision making. It's synthetic cognition. The problems lie in the fact that the algorithms and the systems by which these decisions are being rendered bear only nominal resemblance to how people actually make decisions. So returning to what I was saying earlier about everyone has a history, again, to call up a movie, if you think about Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, that movie is constructed in a series of vignettes in which the main character has essentially flashbacks to his early life experiences that informed how and why he knew the answers to the questions that were being posed to him. And everyone has that version of that. Everyone has a history that informs not only how and why we know what we know, but how we process information. And it is a synthesis of emotionality as well as cognition. And it involves history, personal history, not just global, relational, collective history. And so the rounding errors that occur in synthetic cognition, which essentially suggest that decision-making can be rendered as a tree of algorithmic clusters, no matter how much it seems to hew to cortical structures and neurons or whatever else about the brain and neuroscience that computer scientists are trying to emulate. It actually leaves aside the fundamental components and principles that are at play in how we understand, process, and return decisions outside of ourselves. And so my perspective is that AI will be a much better project with more likelihood of better outcomes if the entire frame can be shifted away from trying to duplicate us and instead be able to harness the compute power and the algorithmic brilliance to do other things that we actually cannot or don't.